Kids have zero filter. So if they're telling you something like that, especially unprompted, you should believe it. I don't know if there's a greater praise in the world than knowing that they see what you're doing and they understand the work you put in and how much you care. But ultimately, I'm not sure there's any higher praise than a kid telling you you're doing great or you're a legend or you inspire me. Good morning. Welcome to this edition of the Morning Dig podcast. I've got a topic that I think will resonate with parents more than anyone. Quick background on this. I think if you're ever in doubt on whether or not you're doing things right, or maybe the world's got you down and you're just imposter syndrome's kicked in and all the negative labels that you have fought since and have been ingrained in you since you were a kid are riding sky high, just ask your kids how you're doing. I was sitting on the couch and I was looking at something on my phone. I was reading, and then I just said something out loud because I was frustrated. And my son turned to me and said, "Is everything okay?" I said, "Yeah, no, buddy, everything's fine. Just something irritating that I just read that I got to fix. I got to do what's right." And he asked me, why? And I basically said, because I got to do what's right for my staff. I got to do what's right for the company. I got to make sure everybody's taken care of. And he said, "Oh, okay." And he just kind of left it at that for about 30 seconds. And then just out of nowhere, he turns to me and goes, "Dad, you're a legend." Like, I wasn't sure I heard him correctly at first. So I asked him again, "What'd you say?" He said, "Dad, you're a legend." He's like, "You're always helping people. You're always doing things for other people and you care about other people. And, I just think people need to realize you're a legend." And I don't know where he got the legend thing from, but, it just, man, at a time when I really needed to hear it, that was one of the coolest things I'll probably ever remember about being a parent. But it also reminded me that kids have zero filter. So if they're telling you something like that, especially unprompted, you should believe it, because no one is going to tell you with less of a filter and less of an understanding of bluntness than a child. Anyone that's got kids or has been around a kid that's like between the ages of 4 and 9 is going to know better that kids, I don't know if they don't care or they're going to tell you how it is. So if your kid is telling you you're doing a great job, I don't know if there's a greater praise in the world than knowing that they see what you're doing and they understand the work you put in and how much you care. But ultimately, I'm not sure there's any higher praise than a kid telling you you're doing great or you're a legend or you inspire me, because honestly, they have no filter. So if they're telling you that, there is zero gravitas to that. They are telling you that because that is the truth. So if you're out there struggling as a leader, as a business owner, as a parent, man, figure out a way to get your kid to tell you how they really feel, because, it's so cool. Hope that helps. And as always, keep digging in.